from Reigate to junction 7 for the M23 because of the flooding. It's taking around 2 hours to queue from junction 9 at Leatherhead. They're also queuing the M25 clockwise before junction 22 to St Albans. That's because of a breakdown. The M23, that's closed both ways between the M25 and junction 7 for the A23 because of flooding, so there are severe delays there. In Croydon...
Continue on A312 for half a mile.
Cars caught fire. On the trains, Southern services are suspended between Causden Town and Tattenham Corner because of flooding, and Thameslink and Southern trains are suspended between Aylesbury and Bailey because of a landslide.
This is LBC.
Now you can gift your Vodafone Very Me rewards to a friend.
This is Meg, Amy, Beth and Joe.
Gift films including Little Women, Peter Rabbit, Spider-Man Homecoming and Guardians for Life all streamed from Chili. To anyone on us. Yes! Or you can keep them to yourself. Gift or keep your rewards at vodafone.co.uk/VeryMeRewards. Ready? Vodafone.
Ends August 19. Redeem for one film rental. To unlock Very Me rewards, pay-as-you-go customers must top up £10 minimum every 6 weeks.
Call Eddie Mayer 0345 6060 973 LBC.
As we open things up again, how do we keep safe? Max runs a cafe.
We've worked really hard to make the coffee shop COVID safe. Keep 2 metres apart, or 1 metre with extra precautions. Follow our new one-way system. Use the extra hand sanitizer, and try to stay at your table as much as possible. We can't wait to welcome everyone back, but please, remember the safety guidelines so we can all stay open.
Stay alert. Control the virus. Save lives.
In a quarter of a mile, slide right onto Causeway A312. Take the next right onto Causeway A312.
Many lenders use experience credit data to look at potential borrowers. But what exactly are they looking for? Thankfully, you can log on and look at them too. The lookie becomes the looker. You looking at them, looking at you. Look at that. And if you don't know the look of your credit score, look at that. To look at your free credit score, look up experian.co.uk.
Continue on A312 for 1 mile.
I'm gutted. I'm devastated. I'll be honest with you. Been getting all year, been in the A's and the B's, and today I come home with a full set of C's, and I'm just gutted. I'll be honest.
What were your subjects?
My subjects were history, geography, and film. I lost my place at my uni I really wanted to go to. and that's really why I called. I wanted to ask. I've been calling the unis today, and they're saying that the appeals process places will be very limited, and I'll be lucky to get a place anyway. So, especially for Russell Group universities in London, even if I told them I'm not going to be the one people starting in September with annual grades.
Before we get to that, I'll bring Mary into conversation in just a second. Just tell me about today and getting the results.
In a quarter of a mile at Wagoners Roundabout, take the second exit onto the Parkway A312.
But then to see how low they were lower than my AS grades, which I do the year before. And I'm just shocked.
Let me bring Mary in. While you hear Ollie's plight, do you have any thoughts, any advice for him?
Yeah, Ollie, what a horrible day for you, and I'm so sorry, but you mustn't despair, because it sounds to me as if you've got a really good string of evidence that your school can put forward in an appeal. You said you did AS exams, which is a little bit unusual these days, and you had higher grades there. So that should be important. And then your school has got a record of your A's and B's all through. And did you say that you had done mocks or not?
I've done 2 free sets of mocks this year, and it's really
and you
what
got A's and B's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it sounds to me like the school has got an absolute huge bag of evidence that they can put forward to make an appeal. Now, what's not quite clear yet is exactly how the appeals process works, but I think you must go to your school and encourage them to appeal as quickly as possible for you. And did you speak to the university? Which university did you apply to, do you mind my asking?
King's College, London, and they said it would be quite unlikely that there would be any spaces even if there was an appeal. So I've basically lost my spot in which I really want to go to, my dream kind of university.
Yeah, no, it's a wonderful university. I can see why you're...
Exit the roundabout onto the Parkway.
You get your school to...
Continue on the Parkway for 1 mile.
They should phone the admissions people and explain the whole set of evidence that you've told me about, and that might help keep your place open, because universities are kind of on the moral hook, at least, to keep places open for people who are appealing until the 7th of September. So I would recommend that you get your school mobilised to fight your corner, both with the university and as soon as they know the process for appealing, to get that done as quickly as possible. And then just to say, if you don't end up at King's this year, which, as you say, is your dream, don't give up. There will be plenty of other really good universities who I think would accept you with your C's and hopefully with better grades when your appeal is through. And it's kind of this is an annoying thing for someone to say, but I have a feeling that you'll look back at this in years to come and think, oh, thank goodness that happened, because there will be a good outcome from this. You sound very motivated, and people who are highly motivated to do well in higher education usually do brilliantly. So I really wish you all the best of luck.
I want to be a history teacher. That's what I really want to be.
That's fantastic. Fantastic.
I thought it just basically took away from me now.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I feel so painful.
In a quarter of a mile at the roundabout, take the second exit onto the M4 slip road to Heathrow Airport, M25.
Produce this rogue result for you. But I think that the universities, the schools, the government, the regulators, the awarding bodies, they're very sympathetic, because there never was going to be a perfect outcome from a situation where you can't produce an exam that you wrote on the exam day to show that you were that good. And, that means that lots of people are going to have unfairnesses, and that doesn't make it any better for you. But I think that most people in the system are incredibly sympathetic and want to make sure that people don't lose out on their treatment.
Worth, as suggested, getting the school to contact the admissions office.
I've been emailing all day, and I think there's at least about 50% of my school worried about their results and where they're going next because of what's happened.
Exit the roundabout onto the slip road. In a quarter of a mile, merge onto M4.
I wasn't ready for how we could do that, especially with private schools and grammar schools being able to elsewhere. And now I just feel like it's unfair that we're being judged on last year's results and not the results. So.
I wish you the best. Thank you for calling in, and as Mary suggests, at least try to get...
Continue on M4 for 9 miles.
As you say, probably swamped today, but try tomorrow, and from my conversation with you, I'm extremely motivated, and hopefully better times lie ahead, as Mary suggests. Mary, just on the question, it's been raised by several listeners already today, that private schools, well-off families are doing better out of the system because of the way the system works. There is inherent unfairness in it. Would you agree?
The bold facts are, Eddie, that attainment in GCSEs and A-levels and other exams is very closely correlated with your social background. So people from more affluent communities tend to get better results than people from poorer communities. And that awful social inequality, that gap, if you like, between rich and poor in terms of where education takes them, is something that everybody's been trying to fix, not just for years, but for decades. Progress is being made, but I suspect that the reason that it looks on the face of it that people from private schools or more affluent backgrounds have done better out of this is because that is the kind of statistically likely outcome. Now, actually looking at the university system, it looks like really good news. Actually, people from poorer communities have done better getting into university this year by much more than others, and the gap looks as if it will have narrowed a bit. So again, at a system level, it looks like it's working. It's just these awful kind of outliers, and of course, the people who are sort of, maverick performers in a school that perhaps traditionally doesn't do so well. No algorithm can pick that up, and that's where people like Ollie and others have got this huge sense of injustice. It must be terrible.
Well, lots of people want to talk about this. I want to get through some of the texts we've received. Maria says, I'm so shocked and distressed at what these young people are going through. They're paying a high price for the COVID circumstances and for this dreadfully unfair, random system. My daughter did A-levels 3 years ago, and I can imagine how distraught she would have been at such unfairness. Another text, my son attended an independent school and was downgraded, losing both his uni offers. I feel sorry for all the kids out there who've been affected in this way. Another text, my daughter's results were not the best, and it's not about getting a uni place. It's about feeling proud of how she finished off her education journey. Very sad for those young people. Her teachers are horrified for her. It's heartbreaking as a parent. Malcolm in Bodmin, Gavin Williamson will either do a complete U-turn within days or he'll be sacked. All the government had to do was accept teachers' assessments. Marcel, near Maidstone in Kent, my daughter has her results downgraded by 5 marks, 3 on one subject and 2 on another. She had an offer from 2 universities, which have both been withdrawn. The triple lock appeal system is of no use. How can they justify a 3-point downgrade? It's unbelievable. Let me know your experience of today's results. Good or bad, 0345 6060 973. And with us till 7, do pick our brains. Mary Kerner-Cook, former CEO of UCAS. 6:30 now, here's Bill Overton with the LBC headlines.
The government's insisting the A-level system
there's still 7. Mary Kerner-Cook, former CEO of UCAS, here with her expertise, and maybe she's able to help you out. But let's hear from Karen now in Southgate. Hi, how are things?
Could be better. Could be better, really.
Tell me.
So my son got his obviously A-level results today, and the school's really good. They sent him his awarded grade together with the assessment, central test grades, and what results we had all the information we had. His central assessed grade was 8-star, 8-star A, but he was awarded ABB, and that's emailed to Birmingham Medicine and University. Now his mock results were 3A, which was an 8-star AA, so that is enough. So I understand we can appeal. So is it the case that we can appeal and he will definitely get those mock results and will that be done in a timely manner? Because it's being cancelled till the 7th of September, he's saying.
How's he doing, by the way? I'll bring in Mary in a second. How's he coping with all this?
He's very flat. He's a bit despondent, you know. It's not the day we'd hoped and planned for, and that he's worked so hard for.
How was he during lockdown, by the way? How difficult was that?
Actually, he finished school after lockdown, and the next day he went and got himself a job working at Tesco, so he was helping out there. So, you know, he kept himself busy. He didn't just, sit around moaning. He was actually helping.
All right, let me bring Mary Kerner-Cook into the conversation. What do you
In 2 miles, at junction 6, take the A355 exit to Slough Central.
Son today, Karen, and I'm really sorry that you're both having to go through this big disappointment. Now, it's not quite clear yet exactly how this so-called triple lock that includes students being able to get their mock grades instead of their awarded grades. It's not quite clear how this is going to work. I'm assuming that the government is going to announce that very quickly. I think I heard that something will be said tomorrow about it, because they better move really quickly, because universities, as you know, are kind of on the hook to keep appeal places open until the 7th of September. So there's not a huge amount of time, but I think the key thing is for you and or your son to get into school tomorrow, register that you want to make an appeal based on
We've already done that.
you have done that. Oh, that's
We have
fantastic.
already done that, yeah. The school
That's
has
fantastic.
been brilliant. They really locked down, really
Yeah.
There's a stalled vehicle ahead.
So we had it to hand, immediately, and they had forms on their website which we filled out. So yeah, he has already registered that he wants to appeal.
Yeah, and is the medical school, have they said that they'll keep his place open till the 7th?
They have, yes. They said
That's
it
fantastic.
might be that he has to defer till next year, which again is already a long course medicine, and it's not something he
Yeah,
really
it's not
ideally would like
ideal.
to do.
Yeah.
Just wants to get on with it. But yeah,
It sounds like you've done all the right things,
Yeah.
and I think it's always important to kind of manage expectations and maybe to have a plan B. There are other routes into medicine. There are graduate routes into medicine, so maybe looking at some of the clearing places for biomedical science and things like that would be a good idea. It sounds like your son is incredibly motivated. I think it's brilliant that he went out and got a job instead of kind of sitting on his backside watching Netflix for the whole
yeah, no,
for the
he's
whole of
amazing.
lockdown. He sounds
He's amazing. He's
incredible.
worked so hard, and
Yeah.
we're so proud of him. And he deserves better than this. He
Yeah,
worked
I
hard,
think
and he
so.
does deserve better.
Exactly, but have a plan B as well, because things have a way of working out, especially if your son is as wonderful as he sounds. So I just wish you all the best of luck and tell him chin up from me.
Indeed, and obviously some more clarity from the government wouldn't go amiss, and as Mary says, hopefully in the not too distant future, maybe tomorrow. Let me bring Sam into the conversation. Welcome, Sam. How are things with you?
Hi. I'm not really too happy with mine, to be honest.
What happened?
So today, I've been doing 3 A-levels and the EPG, which is an extended qualification thing that you can do with the A-levels. And I was predicted 3A.
In a quarter of a mile, at junction 6, take the A355 exit to Slough Central.
Ouch.
Obviously we received grades the teachers had given us as well, so for that I'd be
exit at junction 6.
I've been downgraded by 5 grades in total across 4 subjects.
What do you want to say about that?
I mean,
In a quarter of a mile, at the roundabout, take the third exit on 2 Tons Lane, A355.
people maybe in one area, but I think there should be some kind of thing. I'm looking at it and seeing someone, he's been downgraded in every single subject by at least 1 grade, so it's not really seeming very fair, to be honest.
What are you going to do?
So I want to do law, and I've applied somewhere. Unfortunately, my insurance offer has actually accepted me. My firm place, which I was kind of really have a hard time going to, I spoke to them today, I explained the situation and said obviously I'm going to appeal, and they said if I get 3 A's and a B, then they can accept me, but they can't really show any flexibility at all in regards to the grade.
And what's your school saying?
Exit the roundabout on 2 Tons Lane.
They obviously told me that for, particularly with 2 C's, I actually received a B and A.
In a quarter of a mile, slight left towards Sippenham Lane.
At Christmas this year, so they told me to fill in a form and obviously appeal that. And then I've also just heard from the person who I did my EBQ with, which was downgraded from an A to a B, and he's also told me that he thinks that kind of, we did a mock EBQ and he always thought I was going to get an A, so that's what he thinks I should think about as well. So hopefully I can get up to at least an A in EBQ and a B in the other 3.
And what about your friends? How do they get on?
Yeah, nearly everyone at my school was in the same kind of boat. I know one person who was...
Slight left towards Sippenham Lane, then use the left 2 lanes to turn slightly left onto Sippenham Lane.
What do you think of the government's explanation for the algorithm?
Not much, to be honest. Again, I see why they have an algorithm in a way, because some schools probably are just going to overbid places and other places are going to be...
Use the left 2 lanes to turn slightly left onto Sippenham
I
Lane.
think there has to be a better way of doing an algorithm where you maybe set...
Continue for 1.5 miles.
...to grade, you downgrade someone by 1, maybe 2 in a few exceptional circumstances, or even you only downgrade it in a school where you highlight a large number of cases, maybe investigate it on a school-by-school basis, and then look at moderating it rather than just doing kind of blanket things. Because it seems to have really affected my lip, or my school in particular.
Sam, thank you. Throughout this hour, I want to give voice to as many people as possible on this. Tanya is next in Weybridge. Hi, Tanya. What's happening?
Hi, Eddie. Can I just, first of all, apologise to Sam and to Ollie and to every student who got through what they've had to go through today.
We feel sympathy for them. It's not for you to apologise, though, unless you're responsible for all of this, which you're not, or maybe you are.
Well, we're not responsible yet, but I'm sure we will be, possibly soon as a teacher. I'm a teacher in a outstanding school. I teach maths, and 19 out of 23 students have been downgraded. So what does that say about us as professionals? Or have we been inflating the results? No, we haven't. Do we not trust our kids? No, we haven't. And I don't know where we go from here.
What did you say to some of your pupils today?
As I said to Polly and Sam, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. We will try our best to put this right, but it's not about subjects, it's about integrity, and one of the things that we teach, or try and teach, is about integrity. And our government, at the moment, in my opinion, is not showing much integrity at all. And it hurts.
I can sense your hurt, Tanya. You're taking this extremely personally.
But how do you fix this? That's the main thing. How do you make this better? How do you change this? What do you do?
What do you suggest?
Challenge? Make things better? I don't know.
It was a grim day for you as a teacher.
Yes.
Tanya, thank you. Joanne next in Hillingdon. Hi, Joanne.
Hi, good evening. I just wanted to make a comment
given out to students. Like, I got my results today, and I didn't necessarily get what I had hoped, but I got better than others. But some of my friends, because the teachers rank you in your class, if people are all top in their class, if you have a class of 15, you could have 10 people all working at a star. The examining boards and stuff, they're not going to see a school and give 66% of the class an A star. So the way they get ranked means that some people who could have got an A ended up with B's and C's unnecessarily. And it's just unfair.
And what about you? And your plans?
Well, I got my results and I was a bit disappointed that I got downgraded on one of my subjects. But it's not the end of the world. But for some people, it means that they've missed out on unis, and it's just unfair because it's not them who've messed up the test or they've not revised. It's relying on teachers telling them what they can and can't achieve.
Joanne?
Something which is just going to be with them for the next week or month or so. This is going to be looked at for the rest of their careers.
Joanne, thank you. Let me bring in Mary. We heard lots of thoughts there. Mary, what did you think?
Well, it's really what we were saying right back at the beginning of the programme, Eddie, is that, you know, it's these individual unfairnesses, and just as Joanne was saying, it's not her or her friends who've messed up and, you know, or not revised and not worked hard. You know, what really hurts is the fact that some kind of statistical model has produced these results that feel so unfair.
Well, we could absorb personal failure, can't we?
In 300 yards, turn left onto Buckingham Avenue.